You think your boss is demanding? Try working for a celebrity. Because some of these celebrities have rules that sound like they came straight out of a fever dream. Like, remove all the brown M&Ms kind of rules. Or, replace the toilet seats before I arrive. And the wildest part is that they are not jokes. Rather, they are something written into the legal contracts. From pop icons to rock legends, these stars didn't just break the rules. They made their own. Today, we're pulling back the velvet rope and stepping into the wildest celebrity rule book ever written. 1. Van Halen's brown M&M rule. This might be the most legendary demand ever. The band Van Halen required a huge bowl of M&Ms backstage, but all the brown ones had to be removed. At first, it sounded like pure rock star arrogance. But here's the secret. It was actually a genius safety test. Their contract writers included massive amounts of technical details, like limits on stage weight, electrical specifications, and safety requirements. If the band walked in and saw brown M&Ms in the bowl, they immediately knew that the local staff hadn't read the rider carefully. That one simple candy rule became famous, but for the crew, it wasn't about the sugar. It was about survival and confirming that the serious safety requirements were also followed. People still chuckle about how chocolate became the ultimate safety inspection. 2. Beyoncé's perfect temperature rule. Queen Bey is powerful, and she reportedly insists that her dressing room must be kept at exactly 78 degrees, not 77, and definitely not 79. Staff at concert venues confirmed that thermostats were checked repeatedly before she even arrived. The goal was to protect her incredible voice and make sure she was comfortable. For the crews working long shifts, this became a running joke. Did we set Queen Bey's thermostat? One worker even mentioned they were told to bring in backup heaters just in case. The demand turned simple air conditioning into a contractual law. Fans still laugh about how one of the world's most powerful performers ruled her empire 1 degree at a time. 3. Mariah Carey's lighting rule. Mariah Carey is famous for her diva image, and her lighting demands became legendary. She reportedly requires all rooms she enters to be filled with white light, no fluorescent bulbs, no harsh colors. Some venues said staff had to replace dozens of bulbs hours before she arrived. Others claimed she even traveled with her own lighting crew. The rule was so strict it applied everywhere from TV sets to hotel rooms. The goal? Always look perfect on camera. The result? Staff scrambling with ladders and wires just to keep things glowing. Fans still laugh about how light bulbs became part of a superstar's contract. 4. Kanye West's carpet rule. Kanye West allegedly demanded that his dressing rooms and even the hallways be carpeted in a specific color, usually black or sometimes white. Venues reported having to rent or custom order special carpets just to satisfy this requirement. The reason was supposedly to create a certain mood and protect Kanye's creative space, but for the staff, it meant rolling out miles of fabric at enormous expense. One worker joked that the carpets actually got more attention than the massive stage setup itself. This rule turned interior design into a mandatory law. Fans still joke about how a superstar treated carpet like sacred ground. 5. Adele's cigarette-free zone. Adele, famous for her voice, reportedly banned anyone from smoking near her venues, even outdoors. Staff said security patrolled backstage to enforce the rule, and signs were plastered everywhere. The demand wasn't just about health. It was about protecting her vocal cords. Fans respected it, but crews laughed at how the rule extended to parking lots and alleys. One worker said even lighting up a cigarette a block away could get you scolded. It turned casual smoke breaks into criminal offenses. People still shake their heads at how one voice reshaped entire venue policies. 6. Justin Bieber's yogurt rule. Justin Bieber allegedly insisted on having a very specific brand of yogurt, vanilla-flavored Activia, stocked in his dressing rooms. One venue said staff had to search half the city to find it. Another claimed he refused to go on stage until it was delivered. The odd demand became so consistent it was nicknamed the Yogurt Clause. For crews, it turned grocery shopping into an Olympic event. The rule made sense only to Bieber, but everyone else still laughs at how a teen idol turned probiotics into law. Fans joked that the biggest star in the world ran on dairy. 7. Madonna's new toilet seat rule. Madonna reportedly required brand new toilet seats at every venue she performed in. Not cleaned, brand new. One crew member said her team traveled with a supply of seats just to swap them in before shows. The demand was written into contracts, forcing staff to spend hours on a task no one expected. The reasoning? Hygiene and comfort. But the image of workers hauling around toilet seats for the Queen of Pop became comedy gold. Fans still laugh about how the Material Girls concerts came with a bathroom renovation included. It was the strangest throne in music. 8. Katy Perry's Flowers Rule. Katy Perry reportedly banned carnations from her dressing rooms. Only specific fresh flowers like white lilies and purple hydrangeas were allowed. The rule was so strict that staff said they once had to remove entire arrangements because a single carnation slipped in. For venues, it turned florists into rule enforcers. The symbolism of carnations didn't matter. What mattered was Katy's dislike. Fans still laugh about how a single flower became a backstage felony. For staff, it was less about beauty and more about survival. When the pop star says no carnations, you listen. 9. Paul McCartney's vegetarian rule. Paul McCartney, a lifelong vegetarian, reportedly demanded that no meat products be present backstage, ever. Venues said security checked catering areas to ensure the rule was followed. Even staff lunches had to be vegetarian while he was there. The policy wasn't just personal preference, it was principle. But for crews used to grabbing burgers or sandwiches, it felt restrictive. One worker joked they had to go vegan for the day, whether we liked it or not. Fans admired his conviction, but others laughed at how one man's diet reshaped menus for hundreds. 10. Jennifer Lopez's white everything rule. Jennifer Lopez reportedly required her dressing rooms to be decorated entirely in white. White couches, white flowers, white candles, even white drapes. Venues said they often spent hours redecorating rooms to fit the demand. The rule wasn't just aesthetic, it was about creating a sense of calm. But for staff, it was chaos. One crew member said the room looked like a snowstorm exploded inside. Fans still laugh about how the woman nicknamed J-Lo basically turned backstage into a furniture showroom. If it wasn't white, it wasn't allowed. 11. Barbra Streisand's Mall Rule. One of the strangest demands ever came from Barbra Streisand, who reportedly had a shopping mall built under her California estate, and later used the idea as a model for her tours. Crews claimed her backstage areas were sometimes arranged like mini-malls, complete with shops and boutique setups. The demand turned preparation into full-scale construction projects. While it sounds like urban legend, insiders confirmed versions of it existed. Fans still laugh about how a legendary singer turned retail therapy into a contractual law. Forget food courts. The real attraction was Streisand's backstage mall. So there you have it. Proof that fame doesn't just get you fans, it gets you furniture swapped and candy sorted. My pick for the most absurd? The brown M&M's rule. Imagine basing safety checks on candy color. Which one's your favorite? Tell me in the comments, and share the weirdest celebrity demand you've ever heard of.